Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I have a lot of new people here and I just want to say welcome. I'm so happy you're all here. If you are new here and you don't know, so my name is Justina, my husband is Johnny, that's what our channel is called, Justina and Johnny's Life. This is our little son, Jomias, he's playing. So it's getting to the point where it's really hard filming, and especially sit-down videos. And yes, I did want to do this while he was napping, but today has been a very off day for him. I'm going to explain that a little bit. So this is my only chance, and so I'm going to take it, and hopefully the noises he makes and when he plays, hopefully it doesn't bother you too much if I sit down and talk. But anyways, I wanted to answer a few questions that I got, and then also just chat with you a little bit. I feel like sometimes sit-down videos and just chatty videos are sometimes good to listen to. So feel free to do your work or whatever you want to do, or have a coffee and whatever you want to do. Today has been one of those days where I just don't want to do anything. I would like to sit on the couch and just do nothing at all. So this morning I didn't get up very early. I just cleaned the house a little bit. We had lots of company over yesterday, so I just freshened up the house a little bit. I like to just sweep the floors and sometimes wipe the floors down a little bit if we have company over the weekend, and it just makes the house feel ready for the week, if you know what I mean. So that's what I did this morning. Then I had a doctor's appointment, which was great. Got to hear the baby's heartbeat, which was awesome. And then I got home. I took a little bit of a nap because he fell asleep while driving home from my appointment, and so I took the advantage and also took a little nap. And then we had lunch, and that's all I've done today. Like it's already, I don't know, 3 o'clock, and I don't know, I've just been procrastinating and I just don't want to do anything. And anyways, you know, but that's why I figured, you know what, I would sit down with you. I did not take time to film last week also. I just had so much on my plate and so much to do, and I didn't have the motivation to film, I'm gonna be honest, because that takes extra time if I want to film something that I do, and sometimes I just don't feel like it, and I just get the things done that I need to do. So yeah, that's why I don't have an actual vlog or video where I do something, but I figured with everything going on, I would just sit down and chat a little bit. My heart lately has been pretty heavy. Not that I watch news, but you can't help but see little things here and there. And then also I have been looking at some of the videos of the hurricanes that have been in North Carolina, South Carolina. I'm not even sure where all they were. And you just can't help but have a heavy heart thinking of all the people that lost their loved ones and their whole entire house and like everything they owned. Like, it's just, I cannot imagine. Like, I don't know, it's just been kind of eye-opening seeing some of the videos. Like, I try not to watch too much because I know it really affects my mood, and and at the same time I also think it's good to not forget those people and keep them in our hearts and our prayers, because they really need our prayers in this time that they're going through. So, and then seeing that there's another hurricane coming up, actually, it's just, I don't know, my heart is just kind of sad for some reason, and then my motivation is down and I don't want to do anything. But I want to read Psalms 46. I think it's a very good psalm to read in this time. It says, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth gives way, though the mountains be moved into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, though the mountains tremble at its swelling. There is a river whose stream made glad the city of God, the holy habitation of the Most High. God is in the midst of her, she shall not be moved. God will help her when morning dawns. The nations rage, the kingdoms totter. He utters his voice, the earth melts. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Come, behold the works of the Lord, how he has brought dissolution on the earth. He makes wars cease to the end of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the chariots with fire. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. How encouraging is that to know that we have a God, the God of Jacob, the God that has always been there. He will always be there. It's just like, if you think about that, then everything feels a little bit lighter. Everything feels like, you know what, it's gonna be okay. Even though we can't understand why things like this happen, but it's gonna be okay. And I don't know if I would have any people from that area even watching, not that I know of, but in case there is anybody, just know that you have been in my thoughts and my prayers. And also for all of those that are in the path of the other hurricane that is coming up, it's just, yeah, we're gonna pray for all of those people. And for those of you that remembered, in the beginning of the year, I made a New Year resolution, if you want to call it that. I made a goal to read through 6 books this year, and not just any books, like not story books or anything like that, more like self-developing books or devotional books or something like that. And so far, I've been on track with that. I made it through my 5th book last month. And I really do want to start a new one this month here. I figured if I would pick a thinner book, like not a huge book, I should be able to finish one this month and then have one for November and December. I know it's not a lot of reading, but you know, I'm not a big reader, so it's challenging for me. I did want to talk to you a little bit about the book that I just finished, and I read it in German, but I also found it on Amazon actually in English. And the book is called Glaube ist kein Gefühl. So in English it would be Faith is Not a Feeling. And I just think it was a really good book to read through. And especially, like I said, to know that God is with us. And we find it over and over in the Bible that God is with us. And like it says, though the waters roar and foam, like he is still with us. Behold, I am your God. And sometimes we don't feel that way. We don't feel that God is with us. We might not see that God is with us, but to actually take God by his word, if I can say that way. So in this book, she talked about what is faith. If you should describe faith, what is faith? And it really made me think, okay, what is faith? Like, yeah, I do have faith, I do believe in God, but what really is faith? In other words, we can say, take God at his word. That's what faith is. Just know what he says that is true and believe that. And just know this is what God says and this is how it is. And it has helped me a lot. In case you have been looking for a book, maybe it would be interesting to you to also read through that. I will try to leave the link in the description box for it in English. I don't know if, I haven't even looked if I can find it in High German, but yeah. We'll try to leave the link if I find it, and then you can check it out if you would like to. And thinking of all the destruction that hurricanes can cause and all the natural disasters that we have, I know for people that don't believe in God, they very much tend to blame God for those things. Why would a loving God let this happen and all that? And it is easy. Like, if hard things happen in our life, it is very easy to blame God. But she also had a story in here, and I want to talk a little bit about that also. She talked about how we sometimes feel entitled to that we deserve this. Okay, this is just normal life. Like, the life that we have, I feel like I have it so good. I have a house, I have a family. We are healthy. Like, I couldn't even, like, if I really think about it, I couldn't even wish for anything more. But then it comes to the point where we expect it. Okay, this is how it is. We deserve this. We feel like this is what I need to have. This is mine. This is what I should have, if you know what I mean. Once something bad happens and something gets taken away from us, let's say a loved one or our house or our belongings, we feel like, no, this shouldn't happen to me. Like, this was mine. Like, this should not be happening. And who says that we are entitled to that? Who says that we deserve that? And the story that she had in there was about a man who decided to do an experiment. He had a small neighborhood and he started to go from door to door and gave them a certain amount of money. So let's just say $50. Like, he would go to each door, he would knock on the door and just give them $50 and just leave. He wouldn't really say much. The first day, people were very hesitant. They were like, okay, like, what do you expect me to do? Like, why are you giving this to me? But he just did it, you know? And then he did it for, was it 4 weeks, I believe. And after, like, he did it for a week or so, people started to wait on their door for him to arrive. And they were waiting for their money. And news spread around, and yeah, people talked about it. Yeah, this is real money. And they started waiting for him. By the 4th week, or whenever his experiment was over, the first day he didn't knock on the doors. He just went and took a walk through the neighborhood. People came to the streets, yelled at him, were like, where's our money? Like, why didn't you bring our money today? And if you think about it, you're like, oh, that's ridiculous, because it wasn't yours in the first place. Like, every day you got it, it was just a gift, a generous gift from him, right? But now it was normal for them. It was just normal life for them, and they expected every morning for the money to be there, if that makes sense. And so it really opened my eyes. Okay, what do we expect from God? Like, do we feel like, oh, he blessed us with such a beautiful life and a house and family and all the things, and now he takes away one of those things, and we're like, why are you doing this to us? Like, you shouldn't be doing this. This was our house. This was our loved one, whatever. And it can be easy to start blaming God, and I don't know if I make sense. But when I read that story, it just really struck me, and I was like, what do I expect from God? Like, I don't deserve the life that I have, to be honest. I'm just a normal human being living this life, and God has blessed me so abundantly, and I just need to realize that it is truly a gift and truly a blessing, and it's not something that I deserve or that I am entitled to, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But anyways, I just found that story very interesting, and how we so easily accept something in our life as we need to have that, or we are entitled to that. But I also want to answer a few questions that I got. I got a few from YouTube recently, and also a few from Instagram a while ago already. And then, yeah, I just want to answer a few of those. And so the first one is, what do you use to edit your YouTube videos? I do use DaVinci Resolve, if I say that correct. It is a program that you have to download on a computer or laptop, whatever. But yeah, that's what I use now. In the beginning, when I started editing my videos, I used KineMaster on my phone. That is really easy to use, but then I wanted to upgrade a little bit because I didn't like that I didn't have a lot of options there, so I upgraded to DaVinci Resolve, and it is quite complicating if you don't know anything about editing. But once you know a little bit, it's easy to learn, and there's so many YouTube videos, helpful YouTube videos, so it's pretty easy once you kind of get the hang of it. even though my videos are very unedited in a way. I do not do very fancy editing whatsoever. I do not take that time to do that, so I just do very quickly and easy. The next question is, how much time do you spend on a video or editing a video? And that all depends on the video. But I would say anywhere from 2 hours to 4 or 5 hours-ish. And then also it now takes me longer with having Jomias around, because I can't just sit there for a couple hours without getting up. And every time you get up and do something else, when you sit down, you're like, okay, where was I? So it does take a little bit longer, but yeah, that is roughly how long it takes. And either I am very slow in editing, or I don't know all the fancy tricks, because as I said, like, my videos are very unedited, like very plain. As I said, my videos are very plain edited. Like, I do not do fancy editing whatsoever. So either people who do all those fancy transitions and all of that, they spend much more time, or they know how to do it faster. I'm not sure. But yeah, and then the next question was, do your parents ever think about moving to Canada? No, I would not see them moving to Canada whatsoever. They have a pretty good life in Mexico, I would say. My dad is a deacon at the church, so they have church responsibilities, and also he runs a business, so it's not just like that. It's not that they can just up and leave, but never say never. But no, I don't see them moving here, especially not in the near future. So, okay, the next question would be, do you encourage a fellow dreamer to start YouTube? That is a hard one. I was thinking of starting a YouTube channel years before I even started. I actually, pretty much right after we got married, that's when I got into watching YouTube videos. And then I just really liked the idea of kind of filming your life, and it just looked fun to me. And I don't know why I didn't start back then. I think I should have, maybe, because I had a lot more time on my hand than I do have now. And yeah, but I would say if you have the time, and if you like the idea of starting one, try it. And if you don't like it, if it doesn't work for you, you just stop. For me, quitting is very hard. Like, I don't like to quit. So for me, as of right now, I don't want to quit making YouTube videos, but I also see a problem coming up, because my time is very limited, and even with one child, and we have another baby coming, and I will have 2 under 2. So it's going to be challenging, but I think I'm just going to take it week by week, and if I don't feel like I have the time to have a video ready by the end of the week, I'll just leave it, because I don't want to overdo it on YouTube and then get sick and tired of it. Rather just take it week by week, and if I can upload once a month, then that will have to do for a while. We're gonna see, we're gonna figure it out. Even now, with trying to get as many projects done as possible, I have many things that I would like to get done before the baby. So, but yeah, I would say if you like the idea of having a YouTube channel, if it looks fun to you, try it. It's not that hard. Just try it, find out if it works for you. The next question is, what's the name of the town you live in? So that's one thing that I decided not to share on my channel publicly, and I have reasons for that, because I do like my privacy, even though I feel like our life isn't very private anymore with sharing our life on YouTube. But still, there's so many days where I don't film, or so many things that we do and I never talk about. So, but yeah, the town, I'm not going to share it on here. If you message me on Instagram and I see that you have a legit account and you're not some kind of creep, I will gladly share that with you, which town we live in Saskatchewan. But yeah, I'm just not going to share the name right here, because anybody can find us then, pretty much. So, So the next question is, have you thought of getting into sourdough? Yes, and I did for a while. I just never talked about it on here because I felt like maybe it's the same thing right now, but for a while it was like, oh, if you're not doing sourdough, you're not a real housewife. Like that's kind of how I felt. Like everybody that wants to be a good housewife needs to do sourdough. Like I don't know, that's the feeling I got around that. But yes, I did do some sourdough things a while ago. I liked some of the things. I made donuts quite a few times. They were really good. We really enjoyed those. I made some rolls, like I think cinnamon buns. I made some peanut butter rolls. What else did I make? I once made pizza. That was a complete disaster. But at one day, I'm gonna try that again. I'm pretty sure I killed my starter. The last couple months, I kind of neglected it. I didn't feed it. I didn't do anything with it. So I'm pretty sure I killed it. But I'm gonna try and revive it again here soon. Or I did draw a little bit, but yeah, it's not something that I'm very passionate about, but it's something that I would like to experiment a little bit more with, because the things that I did try, I liked. It's just extra work to think of feeding the sourdough and having it made the day before you bake something. I think it's just all the extra thinking and prepping that why I kind of stopped, and especially with moving and last year and all of that. So this year I barely have done anything with it. Okay, and then I get so many questions. Why can't you make your videos in German? And I know if I would make my videos in German, I might get questions, why don't you make your videos in English? But as I've explained this before, most Mennonites, Low German speaking people know and understand English. And for me to have more people be able to watch my videos is just, for some reason, it just makes more sense, or it feels like it makes more sense. But it's not that I would not like to make German videos. I think I would enjoy it. And I have been thinking of doing this exact video in German as well. And if you understand both languages, and if you would watch both videos, if I do that, no promises, and I'm thinking about it. If I would do that, you would notice that I say things a little bit differently in German, because that is my main language. So it's easier for me to talk in Low German. But yeah, I might do that. I might record and try to say the same things that I did in this video, and then upload it in Low German as well. So, but yeah, I think that is all the questions that I had, and then also everything on my heart that I wanted to say. I think I pretty much chatted my heart out today. So anyways, thank you very much for listening to me. I hope that you feel as encouraged as I do, even just sitting here talking to the camera. It just, I don't know, made me feel a little bit better. So anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.